All right, give it to me.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised. Yub nub, each up, yub nub. To movie
Yeah.
tiki, did flow ni wa. Yub chiga, yo, yub nub.
Yeah.
Let's. I don't know the words.
I don't know. There are no words. It's just yup nub. That's it. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies Nurse. You bully me, your host Leroy, aka if the first thing you see is a comic book, you gay as hell. With my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Hot Cocoa Kal-El.
The fuck? Okay.
It's cold.
Okay.
It's,
I was
a
wondering
winter.
about
It's a winter theme, man. It's getting cold.
It's gonna hit us. It's gonna hit us. Yeah. Eli, I had to save that for this podcast, that intro, because I couldn't make that a meme or type that out because Facebook would have got my ass if I said that shit. So I'm gonna wait for the podcast to say that. All right. So anyway, we're back with another episode. We're gonna jump into it, and I want everybody to pray for us, me and Eli, because this week, like I said, he said we Hot Cocoa Kal-El or whatever porn name he wants to make up. But the point is, it's gonna be some rough weather coming up. They showed a glimpse. They showed a graphic of it the other day for this side of the country, and it looks like this.
The big purple dick or pink dick.
Yeah, so that means
the whole country.
We're about to get fucked. So yeah.
Fucked by Jack Frost nuts.
Right.
Roasting on an open fire.
We're gonna learn to love Jack Frost. So yeah. Oh, also for all the people that came here, I know a lot of y'all just here for like memes and reels and shit like that. We actually do podcasts. So for all the people that actually listen to the podcast that are new here, we appreciate you. Yes. Also, I got a post of Eli. Check out this is the thing. Whenever I always love it.
Oh, now, is that the one that went okay?
Yeah, that went crazy. It's the and I see a bunch of y'all stealing this shit also. Shout out to y'all for not giving us credit for that, but that's okay. But the point is, Eli, I love it when I post anything, all 6 reactions. I love it. It makes me feel like Thanos when I got the Infinity Stone. You're hitting every single metric you can. So yeah,
perfectly balanced.
Like all things should be. So yeah. Oh man, I still got it. Okay, so like I said, no more preliminaries, no more dilly-dallying, no more lollygagging,
tomfoolery,
no more tomfoolery, no more shenanigans.
Hubbub.
Right, this is 2025.
Razzmatazz. Yeah,
we are all business in 2025. So all that foolishness is gone. We're serious now. Next week, we're wearing suit and ties. We got a dress code.
Clark hitting it.
Right. But like I said, we're gonna jump into it. You saw the thumbnail. We're gonna go into it, and we have our top 10 movies of the year. Now, keep in mind our top 10 movies of 2024. I don't give a fuck about Rotten Tomatoes, the Golden Globes, whoever they picked. I didn't watch that shit. Sure, you didn't watch that shit either. We're just gonna talk about the movies that touched us. That's it.
What we think.
What we think. If you disagree, start your own fucking podcast.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
Right.
Fuck you. In fact, fuck your list. Ours is the only one that matters.
Ours the only list that matters. Lee Fitz. Hello, Lee Fitz.
Welcome.
Yeah. Shout out to you.
Welcome.
You knew I haven't seen you before. So
I better get my glasses. I better read that shit.
All right, so boom, we're gonna do top 10 movies of the year. Now, normally, like I said, for those that haven't listened to podcasts and know how we normally do top 10 lists, normally, like I said, I have a top 10 list of superhero movies, and Eli has a top 10 list of horror movies. But superhero movies suck this year, and
they kind of did.
Yeah, and I don't
so
know.
So did horror movies.
Yeah, so I don't know if there was enough horror movies for Eli to make his list. So we had to do the best. So we
I got a couple. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we were forced to put real movies on this list.
Yeah, this was difficult. I was like, I did see plenty of movies, but did I like them? Like that was.
Well, here's the thing, Eli. At first, when I was just thinking like, what's the best movie of 2024? On top of my head, I was like, it wasn't that many good movies. But then when I made the list, I'm like, oh no, it was better movies than I thought. And matter of fact, the shit movies that I had on it first fell off that list for better movies.
Once I started thinking about it and compiling like the movies that I did like, then it was like, okay, how do I rank them? How do I put them on which is my top one? Then it got interesting. So
Yeah. Now I will say this: I did make a top 10 list, but like I said, if I was to make this list tomorrow or make this just yesterday, the list might change.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
some
there
spots
was
might
I
change.
did
But
see a few movies in the last couple weeks that did end up on my list.
yeah.
So
Anyway, we enough foreplay. Can we jump into this?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we're all lubed up, got the Vaseline.
All right, Eli. I'm gonna put you on the spot. You go first.
So we're starting 10,
10,
10
10,
to
9,
1.
9, 8,
Okay.
8. Yeah.
My number 10,
So number 10. Yeah.
my favorite movies of the year. Number 10, I have
Mhm.
Music by John Williams. This is
Okay.
a this is a documentary. It was on Disney Plus about John Williams, the guy who wrote your favorite theme song
Everything.
ever.
Of everything.
Everybody's favorite. You got a favorite theme, and you will be aged by what your favorite theme song is. If your favorite theme song by John Williams is Star Wars or Superman, you're old as fuck.
Yeah.
If it's Jurassic Park, you're not that old, but you're getting
Wait.
up there.
Which Star Wars? Because yes, we got Star Wars, but if somebody says Duel of Fates, you
he
might
he
not be
wrote
that
that
old.
too. He did write
Yeah, he
that.
wrote that too. So you might not be that old.
Oh yeah, but if your favorite theme is Harry Potter, you might be not that.
Right.
You're a little young. You
You
know what
might
I
not be
mean?
that old. Yeah.
He's this documentary was very interesting in the fact that I had no idea how much he's been working and how much shit, like even before he got famous.
Mhm.
He was writing for TV, he wrote for movies, and even he got his big break with Jaws. So for those who don't know who John Williams is, it's blasphemous if you don't. John Williams is like one of the greatest music composers of all time. He regularly works with Steven Spielberg. He's regularly worked with George Lucas, and he's just written some of the best movie theme songs ever. Superman, Jaws, Star Wars, Raiders of the
Indiana
Lost Ark,
Jones.
E.T.,
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park. The list goes on and on. Yes, Harry Potter. I believe Home Alone. He even wrote the Home Alone. So it just goes through his life, and it was just really interesting, just to see how he wrote for TV, like TV theme songs. Tommy Gun. He wrote Tommy Gun. Do 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 do.
I don't know Spy Hunter. That's all I know. But yeah.
Yeah, he wrote
Yeah.
it was it was really interesting to see all the shit that I didn't know he wrote.
Mhm.
So, but it just goes through his life, and his parents were in show business. They were musicians, and that's how he got in. He graduated high school and got right into the business in Hollywood, writing for TV, and then got into the film industry. And then, like I said, his big break was Jaws. The theme song to Jaws, one of the most iconic theme songs of all time.
Mhm.
And that's the thing, is just listening. And they actually in the documentary, they play the scenes, they play the movies without the music.
Yeah.
Then,
I mean, because those people saying a lot of those movies wouldn't be as successful at all without his soundtrack.
yeah, even George Lucas says, yeah, if it wasn't for John Williams' music, Star Wars probably would not have been that great of a movie.
Yeah, I mean, because it hits like when Luke is staring at the twin suns.
Yeah,
It don't hit the same without that sound, without that theme. So
yeah, Imperial March, the Star Wars soundtrack is a banger after banger. Imperial March, Princess Leia's theme, da, 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 the ending, da, 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 the Millennium Falcon, da, 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 So yeah, like I said, it was just really cool to just I'm a cinephile, and I like film history, and it was just really cool to watch a documentary on this guy's life and learn a lot, again, about film history. So yeah, so it made my top spot, or my 10 spot, on the list.
okay, which you did mention this early in the podcast, also.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's on me, or
Yeah.
okay, cool. All right. Nothing as bombastic as what Eli did. Just something simple. Netflix movie, but I'm gonna throw it in there. Boom. Beverly Hills
Oh,
Cop, X F. Yeah.
that was cool.
Had to make my top 10 because I'll be honest with you, Eddie Murphy kind of saves Netflix from me. Every time I get ready to cancel Netflix, he comes with another movie. Hey, I got something for you. So I gotta check it out. See that movie made me laugh. It brought back that feel. Eddie Murphy was back in top form. Pretty much was a typical Bill Hills Cop movie, but hell, we hadn't seen one in a while, so it just gave me that feel. Like I said, and did it give me nostalgia bait and reel me in? Yeah, but hey, made top 10 list for a reason. So
yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. All right, so number 9.
All right, cool. My number 9, Furiosa.
Okay.
I'm a man. I mean, is it as cool as Fury Road? No, but I'm a Mad Max fan, and I like all these movies, and I like this. I like this. This is one of the few movies that I did enjoy this year.
And it's number 9. Okay,
it's number 9. Yes, it's number 9.
It's one of the few movies you enjoy.
Yeah, it's one of the few movies I enjoy. I mean, it's just more of the same. I like Mad Max. I like Mad Max movies. I like that world, that universe, and this gave me more of that. So it's on my list. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Like I said, it's not as cool as Fury Road, but I still had a good time with it. So yeah, number 9, Furiosa.
Nice. All right. Where am I? Is this my number 9? Okay. Yeah, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. I don't know why people hated this movie.
I didn't see it.
This movie was like low key awesome. I don't know. This is like this to me second best Ghostbusters movie ever. Okay. It gave you everything you was expecting. It had plenty of action. The movie starts off with them fighting a ghost shark in the middle of Manhattan, chase him down with the ectoplasm. They got all kind of Iron Man shit shooting at it and shit like that. I don't know the impetus over. And then I'm spoiling for you, I don't care. And then after that scene, Walter Peck, that asshole, shows up and shuts them down again. Like the movie gives you, the movie gives you everything you expect, like that. And the original team shows up again.
This man has no dick. That guy.
That guy, yeah, he's the mayor now.
No shit.
Like how you do all that fucked up shit you did and become the mayor. I don't know, but it was a lot of awesome shit, funny shit. Your boy Paul Rudd is in it.
Okay.
Yeah, but even though like they got the new team in there, then the OG team shows up also at the end, and they all team up and fight the bad guy. So I thought it was pretty cool. It had a cool story in between like that. So it was like one of those, like a lot of time we see those movies where they kind of bridge the old movies and they try to relaunch the franchise. I think this did one of the better jobs of combining both. The nostalgia bait but relaunch it. They make a sequel, I'm all on board. Even though this was a sequel and nobody gave a shit, but whatever. All right.
I did not see it. Yeah. I'll check it out. I figure I'll check it out eventually.
Yeah. All right. So number 8.
Number 8. My number 8 is I Saw the TV Glow.
Okay.
This is kind of a weird. I know people are calling it a horror movie. I didn't really think it's a horror movie. It's more of like a thriller coming of age, like a dark coming of age thriller drama, maybe. Maybe more existential horror, maybe. I don't know, but it's about this kid who's into this TV show, this like 90s like TV show, and he starts to like question his reality. And I guess the director, it's like a metaphor for like coming out as gay or like not coming out as gay, like the struggle with your identity. And it does really feel like that, like as far as, being stuck in a position in life, whether it be a relationship or a job, and just feeling stagnant and not feeling like you're going anywhere or being what you're supposed to be or living up to your potential. So it does feel that way. And this movie's visually one of the prettiest movies I've seen in a long time. Every shot is a work of art. Visually, this movie's great. But it does feel like and usually I'm not into like artsy fartsy pretentious, high art sort of movies, that, I'm not into like that really, film cinema, the shit everyone bitches about Martin Scorsese.
Esoteric, all
yes, very symbolism, full of
postmodern.
Yes, all that. I'm not usually not into movies like this, but I found this really interesting, and it stayed with me. I mean, I just remember after I watched, I just kept thinking about it for like a week and just like, wow, that was very interesting. And I went back and watched some of it and like, yeah, this is very well made, very well acted, and just visually stunning. And yeah, it made me think. It made me, yeah, like, as far as, like I said, being stuck in a situation, being stuck in a rough part of your life and wanting to make a change, but also being afraid of making the change, if that makes sense. So yeah, cool flick. I saw the TV Glow.
Where'd you see it on?
It was on Max. I had heard
Max,
about it. People, like I said, people were calling it a horror movie. So when it ended up on Max, I watched it and I was like, this isn't really like a horror. I mean, I guess there's elements of it, but it's, like I said, it's more of a dark drama, psychological horror maybe, but like the TV show gets weird, like the 90s, like, yeah, the TV show, it looks all weird. It's like a Goosebumps sort of TV show. And then it goes off the air and he has like a nervous breakdown, and then, that's about how I can describe it, and he's like questioning his reality, his identity, and what he wants to do, and him basically being afraid to make changes, and so, yeah, very interesting, very visually compelling. And yeah, it made me think, and like I said, one of the prettiest movies, dope ass soundtrack too, and also when you talk about nostalgia, I guess nostalgia plays into it too, because it was a 90s TV show and it went off the air and he was yearning for his like childhood. And I guess maybe that's a theme as well, us being geeks and yearning for that nostalgia fix, and then getting pissed off when our favorite geek or comic book whatever doesn't match our childhood, and then we turn into assholes. So you can read that in there too, like I said. Anyways, thought-provoking, deep, and visually stunning. So I saw the TV Glow, my number 8.
Number 8. Okay. All right. Next one I'm gonna do, Eli, this is where I'm gonna lose you. Okay. Boom, Alias Romulus. After you told me not to watch this shit and how much this shit sucked, I went and watched it and I was like, the fuck? This shit was awesome.
That's an old fuck.
Right. I'm just saying, because I mean, I'm not trying to compare it to the other movies and also like that. I just want to see an entertaining movie. It was an entertaining movie. And that dude, the android.
Yes, he's the best part of this
movie.
Awesome.
He was awesome in it.
Yeah. No, not Andy.
Andy was the name. Andy the android. Yeah, whatever his name was. Yeah. Had some cool kill scenes. Has cool kill scenes, awesome scenes. The aliens look great in the movie. And I got nothing to complain about it. I can say awesome movie. Watch it. So yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome until the last 15 minutes.
And that's the thing. Since y'all prepared me for that, I don't know. I don't know if I would have felt the same way. But yeah. All right. So what would we be? 7? Yeah.
Number 7. My number 7, Lisa Frankenstein.
Did that came out this year?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Pretty sure. Okay. So Lisa Frankenstein, this is like another comedy horror flick. It's kind of like Heathers meets like a Tim Burton movie. It very feels like
Frankenhooker.
No, it doesn't go that hard.
Okay.
But it's in that same sort of dark humor, So it's about this chick. She's kind of an outcast. Her parents were murdered by a slasher, and she's like living with like a foster home, and she loves going to this graveyard, and like hanging out in these graveyards and shit. And she sort of has a crush on this one dead guy that's there. Anyways, a magical storm happens. He comes back to life. And she's like, all in love with them. And then basically they go around the neighborhood and kill assholes and take body parts for him because he's missing body parts. But it's very much like a teen comedy with like mixed with horror, I found it hilarious. I was laughing my ass off. And it takes place in the late 80s, like 88, 89, I think, when it takes place. So it also plays on the whole nostalgia hype, but how it's changing, how 80s nostalgia is kind of on its way out right now, and we're going into the 90s. Like, there's a scene where she's walking down the hall, kind of not so much goth clothes, but like grungy clothes. And everyone's looking at her like, oh my God, what's she wearing? So we're switching from the glittery glitz, fashionable, neon glow of the 80s, and then going into 90s where it got into like grunge and like urban street hip hop, started taking over fashion and shit, So yeah, you saw that it's sort of transitioning, we're getting out of one nostalgia and now we're going into this. So everyone's getting out of the 80s and we're going into the 90s nostalgia now. So I thought that was interesting, but it's hilarious. It's like I said, it's like a comedy horror. They go around killing, jock douchebags and shit and, assholes and taking their body parts and giving it to their corpse that she's in love with and shit. So I found it hilarious. And yeah, had a lot of fun with it. It was written by Diablo Cody, who made Jennifer's Body.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I hated Jennifer's Body.
I did too. That movie sucked.
Yeah, that movie did suck, didn't it? Yeah. Everyone keeps telling me how great that movie is. It's not.
We're not in the same circles, Eli. I don't know anybody that liked that movie. So
everyone everybody loves that movie, especially horror fans. It's about feminism and blah 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 and girl power and all that shit. And I can dig that. It just wasn't enough blood for me. It wasn't violent enough for me. It wasn't metal enough for me.
On paper, that was around that weird time in 2000 where we all had bootlegs and shit. Somebody gave me shit for free and I deleted that shit off my hard drive. So.
Yeah, on paper, I should like Jennifer's Body. A chick becomes a demon who eats asshole boys at her high school. That sounds awesome. There just wasn't enough.
That's it.
Yeah, there wasn't not enough people got eaten in that movie. Yeah. More people.
It's funny. Like you found horror movies in this year. I don't know how, but you found it. Shit.
Yeah, I didn't like. Yeah, especially the ending of Jennifer's Body when they started arguing. You stole my boyfriend. I was like, oh Jesus. I wanted a monster movie, and I got an episode of fucking Gossip Girl. Yeah, fuck Jennifer's Body. That's what I think. Watch that go viral. But anyway, I didn't think I'd like Lisa Frankenstein, and I ended up loving it. Found it hilarious. Made it my top 10. My number 7, right? Yeah, number 7.
Number 7. Okay, so that puts me at we're still on number 7 because I was at number 7. Okay, so I think this one I'm still gonna lose you, like. Boom, Furiosa.
Oh,
now here's the thing.
I thought you didn't like this movie.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay,
I never said that. No.
Okay.
You know what? No. Here's the thing, Eli. That was the podcast we reviewed it, and you disappeared for like 30 minutes, and it was just me and AKA David talking. I was
that's
raving
right.
about this movie. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Only thing I started with that I didn't think was good as Fury Road, but at the start, as I started thinking about it and letting the movie like sit with me and simmer with me, I realized what was going on is that he wasn't trying to make Fury Road. He wasn't trying to redo Fury Road. He was trying to make like this grand epic, this lore, mythology. Yeah. He was trying to do Lord of the Rings with this one.
Basically, yeah, he was expanding the universe.
He was expanding the universe, and that's
expanding the mythology, the lore. Yes, the lore.
Yeah, and for my comic book brain, it tapped into that shit. So I was like, okay. Yeah. I even bought that video game because they said it tied into the video game. I didn't play it, but I bought it.
The Mad Max game.
The Mad Max
I
thing like that.
Played it back in the day. I never beat it though.
Well,
yeah, is it like Chris Scrotus and all those motherfuckers in it?
Yeah, like Chris. What's his face? Thor. Like his character. I don't think his character is in that game, but he's mentioned in the game.
But like Morton Joe's sons are in it, and
yeah. Like it's all tied into it. So, and that's the thing. And like I said, Anna Taylor-Joy Johnson, that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I thought she was awesome. Was she Charlize Theron? No. But I thought she was awesome for what she was doing.
Yeah.
Now, only problem I really had with the movie is Thor. He had a presence, screen presence, but if they really wanted this asshole, demented dude that you wanted to kill at the end of the movie, I don't think the movie really got there to that point. I think he was a little too goofy to be like evil, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I don't think he was sadistic. He didn't make me hate
And
him,
I think the movie
but
wanted him to be sadistic.
but I still found him fun to watch. Like I did not
And that's probably
dislike it.
he was fun to watch, but I think they
Yeah.
wanted you to hate him by the end of the movie, and I never really got there. I can't hate Thor because he's doing too much goofy shit in this movie, you know.
Even when you put a big ass nose on him and shit.
Yeah, I mean he looked too goofy with this shit, man. But like I said, I like this movie. With lore building, it give you all you want to. So it's like I was able to appreciate this movie for what it was. It ain't for everybody. Some people gotta walk away and say this movie sucked. But for me, I appreciate it. I appreciate the length of it, how long it was, the action scenes, the acting scenes,
Yeah,
their showdown at the end of it. And also people talking about how like the timeline don't match up and the lore don't match up, like, and how it goes against the other movies. That's the whole point.
yeah.
That's what
These
the movie
movies don't
does.
really have
Yeah.
a canon. They just exist as whatever.
Well, no, the thing is, remember there was a narrator in this movie.
Yeah,
So the whole point is it's from his point of view, and sometimes legends get retold. Legends
yeah.
don't always get told the same way before, and that's what he's doing. He's telling a legend.
Look
He's
at
telling.
you getting all deep and shit.
Eli, I said all this in the podcast when you dipped out and smoked a cigarette. But yeah. Anyway, let's see what Von Farrell got for us.
Oh, hey, Von Farrell's back. What up, yo?
It's a movie called Parallel on Prime. It was actually dope. Multiverse theory. Parallel. Who was in that? I think I heard about that. Let's see. On
Yeah,
Prime.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you too. 2025. We are here. We made it. Okay. But yeah, that's all I got. Okay, so that was number 7, right? So we're number 6.
Okay, my number 6, Transformers 1.
Okay. I knew this was going to be on here somewhere.
Yeah, this was a surprise. I did not think I did not want to see this movie. From the trailer, I thought it's gonna suck. I thought
the trailer sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like
we've been telling people, please watch this movie.
Yeah, the trailer made it look like a Toy Story with Transformers. You know, Optimus Prime and Megatron were friends and all this shit. I'm like, man, I don't want to watch this shit. But then you told me to watch. Hey, it's on Paramount or whatever. Okay, I'll check it out. And you were gonna review it, and then I'll watch it. And then I'm like, holy shit, this movie's fucking awesome.
Right. And nobody watched it.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun, and also really goes into like you buy how they were friends and then they became enemies. You saw that turn, the way they portrayed Megatron turning. They nailed it. You totally bought it. You totally get why he becomes who he is. You know,
Megatron was right.
Yeah, yeah. And it got political. Like the movie got really political.
Classism, all that stuff.
Yeah, classism, fucking corporate takeover, you know, all that shit. Yeah, working class, you know, being exploited and all that. And
you can even really dig into it how they have the primes, you know, the chosen ones that it's all propaganda. But we're not gonna go there. But
yeah. But awesome. It was a lot of fun. And being a Transformers fan, digging into the Easter eggs, you know, how Starscream got his raspy voice and shit, you know, Bumblebee, what was he? Badassatron or
Badassatron.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah. Von Farrell, I'm so glad you watched it based on our recommendation. So we're the only 3 people that watched that movie.
Yeah, it was great. That movie surprisingly was great. And so it made my list.
And he's talking about Aldous Hodge. Yeah. Parallels. I might check that out. I need to check that out. I will check that out. Yeah, definitely will. It's on Prime, so I got that. So where we at now? 6?
Number 6, yeah.
Number 6. Okay. So really? Are we here now? We're not here now. Oh, we're here now. Hold on. I'm gonna click this before I get there because oh, hell, Lord Megatron. Shout out to Fat T.
Oh, Fat T's in the house.
By the time you came on the live podcast, you always show up like 5 hours later. I'm like, man, I was going to jump on.
He's up late, man.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and run through this. While you
Christmas
still love me.
vacation. He's staying up late. He's partying it up.
Yeah. Summer school break or winter school break,
Yeah,
whatever. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I got to talk about this for a second. Where we at? Eli, number 5? Number
6.
6? Number 6.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to talk about this one. Smile 2. I can talk about this one.
Okay.
Okay. The whole time I watched, did you see my post, Eli, earlier today?
No.
Okay, I made a post today, but anyway, the whole time I watched this movie, I was like, "What the fuck?" The entire time I watched this movie.
Okay.
It's I don't know. It's like one of those movies that's it's speechless. I don't know. It was just like okay. It's like we got a whole bunch of movies that was on here. Like okay, I watched it. Okay, I was entertained. This movie just had a reaction from me. I don't know what the reaction it was from me. I was like tense and had anxiety the entire time watching this movie.
Oh,
Like
it scared you, huh?
it's not really. It's a horror movie, Eli. It is a horror movie. So I
So it
had a
did its
horror movie on
job.
the list. It did its job. But
Yeah.
it was anxiety, just the way the movie was tense. It wasn't like jump scare shit like that. It just okay. Have you seen this movie?
No, I haven't seen. See, even Izzy told me, "Hey man, I watched that Smile too. It's kind of cool." I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man, I haven't even seen the first one, so
I never seen the first one. I just jumped
Okay.
into this one. See, like this shit is from it. And you know how you got them scary ass like people? Those are the demons.
I thought that was like a fucking like a
I
Lady
fucked up.
Gaga
I should
video or
have
some
brightened
shit.
it up, but that's me or whatever like that.
I
But the
don't
point
even.
is, Eli, and I think I'm gonna turn you off this movie if I describe this movie for you. There's no monster.
Okay, I kind of gathered that from the first
Yeah.
movie.
The monster is psychological in their head. Okay, so here's the thing. And after I sat with this movie and after looked away from the movie, the monster in the movie is trauma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Symbolism.
Symbolism. The trauma is the
Metaphors.
demon chasing her the whole time through the movie. So when you watch the movie, whoever listen to this and watch the movie, just remember that watching it, trauma is the demon, is the monster, is the horror monster. Because they don't show up in the movie, so it's all cerebral and shit.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I got. So where we at? Number 5?
Number 5. Yeah, we're top 5. Here we
Top
go.
5. We're here. We're here. Top 5.
Yeah, we're on the home stretch. Okay, my number 5, Dune 2.
Okay. I don't know why I thought this was even gonna make your list. I don't know why I thought that.
Well, I never got to talk about this because
That's right, you did. Okay.
you reviewed it. You saw it before me, so I never got to review it.
Oh yeah,
but
because then you about to talk about it. I was like, let's talk about Batman.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, Dune 2. This was great. Way better. I mean, I thought the first one was all right. I just, it was fine. I thought it ended kind of weird, kind of ended on a weird spot, But this movie really goes into the themes of the book, and how Paul isn't a hero. He's kind of an asshole, know, and the way they portrayed Chani, I like that she was always skeptical. Like in the book, she's kind of a doormat and kind of just blindly follows, like everybody, the whole framing, they just blindly follow Paul. They think he's the Messiah, the Lysian Gaib, they just blindly follow him into battle. And he uses that. He exploits them, and that's the point, is like Paul is not a savior. He's not a hero. He's not a Messiah. He's using them for his own personal gain. And that's the warning of the book of Dune. Dune is not a hero's journey. It is a warning about blindly following political, charismatic leaders, And I felt this movie really captured those themes, especially how the Fremen were broken into 2 factions. You had the traditionalists who like believed in Paul and were all old school and traditional. And then you had they were like skeptical, like Chani and her friends. They like didn't believe in the prophecies and all that shit. And she even had that. She's even having that line where she goes, "This prophecy is how they control us," or something like that. So she was dropping jewels. Now Zendaya. I'm old. I don't know who the fuck she is. I know she's from Spider-Man. I know she's been in a bunch of shit. I don't know what I haven't seen her in a bunch of all that shit that she's from. I don't really know who the fuck she is other than Spider-Man and this movie, but I gotta say, she fucking knocked it out of the park. Like, she made this movie for me. And that look, she gives Paul at the end when after Paul kills Faye and then takes the throne, and then he says he's gonna marry the emperor's daughter and all that shit. That look, the look he gives Chani, that stone cold look that they give each other, that reminded me of the ending of The Godfather when Connie's like,
when he closed the
true?
door,
and he closes the door on her. I was like, damn, man. And then the movie ends on Chani saying, fuck all this shit. And I was like, yeah, that's the point. He's full of shit, and she knows it, you know. And I love that, you know, because that's the thing is like I missed all that. I saw all the memes. Everyone, like after this movie came out, people were posting, "Oh, Paul Atreides, he's like Anakin." Blah 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 blah. I was like, no, he's not like Anakin. He is C-3PO in Return of the Jedi when the Ewoks thought he was a god. That's what he is, you know.
And he weaponized that, yeah.
Yeah, he's using them, and he knows this, you know. And yeah. So yeah, I really dug on Dune. I thought it was a way better than the first one, and really captured the point of those books. So yeah, so I finally got to talk about it. And all the cool shit, the war, the worm, the riding of the worms, all that, all the battles, all the cool shit happened in this movie. You know? So yeah, Dune 2.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so what do we got here? Okay, so where we are? We're 5, right? Top 5, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Another movie I don't think anybody saw but me. Okay. Boom, Hitman.
Oh shit, I forgot about this. I was gonna watch this on Netflix. Is this on Netflix?
It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. Okay, the reason I gotta talk about this movie because all this year, 2020, well, all last year, 2024, all you heard was Glenn Powell this, Glenn Powell this, Glenn Powell is the next one. Glenn Powell's gonna take over Hollywood. And I was like, okay, yeah, they just dumping another white dude leading man in front of us, and we got to sit through this until they move on to the next one. We've seen this shit before. But here's the thing, Eli. Watching this movie, I became a believer. He is that guy. So yeah, and the chick in the red is too. So just throwing it out there. Matter of fact, there's a whole campaign online right now. Want her to be Wonder Woman. That's like Jason Momoa's girlfriend right now. So,
oh, okay. Yeah. Like in real life?
In real life, yeah.
She was in
she got a bunch of. She was in
shit.
Andor. Yeah,
yeah,
that was her.
Yeah.
So yeah, but now both of them killed it in this movie. But Glenn Powell was like, okay, everything they say Glenn Powell is, he's that guy. So that's all I gotta say about Hitman. So yeah, great story too. Yeah, it was made by what's the dude? David Linklater?
Richard Linklater.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to see it. I just missed it. I never got it. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch, and then I spaced it out. Still haven't seen it, but I want to see it. I should just break down and watch it.
Okay. All right. So top 4. We're at top 4 right now.
Okay, my number 4, Anora.
You saw that?
I just saw this a couple weeks ago.
Okay, where did you watch it?
On streaming. It popped up and I watched it and I adored this movie. Like if I didn't watch something else, this might have been higher. But yeah, this is like I guess it's like a romantic comedy, I guess. Do I like a rom-com?
Okay, I would expect that.
But it's kind of like a crime, it's kind of like a Tarantino flick. It kind of reminds me of True Romance or like a Jackie Brown, or like Uncut Gems in a way. It's kind of it's filmed in that sort of style, that really fast-paced Uncut Gems sort of filmmaking. But it feels like a Tarantino Scorsese flick too. It's basically she's a stripper, a sex worker who marries this billionaire kid, and they have this like whirlwind romance. But then it turns out his parents are like these Russian, billionaires who don't want him marrying a prostitute, basically.
Right. Yeah,
and they send it. They send in like these Russian mobsters to like break up the marriage to get it annulled. And he takes off, and like the rest of the movie is just her and these Russian mobsters looking for this dude. And these mobsters are kind of like bumbling idiots, and it's fucking hilarious. I was laughing my ass off. Like,
I heard a lot of people talking about this movie, but it's hard to find.
Well, I know what's her face. the actress like is nominated for all the. I think she's like Oscar nominated and all that shit. It's a lot of fun. Very much a modern movie. Like it's also it didn't feel like it, but it's like 2.5 hours long. But it didn't feel that way. But it was really funny and just and touching too. And it was like some emotional moment. Like I got misty at a couple scenes and shit.
Okay.
But yeah, I really love this movie, and it's like for like a while, for like a few days, like this might be the best movie I've seen this year. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. Really, really love this movie. So Honora, my number 4.
Okay. At the opposite end of the spectrum, my number 4, Godzilla X Kong.
Oh, I totally forgot about this.
I had to put this movie on here, man. It's not even a real movie. It's just WWE SmackDown with monsters. That's all it was.
It is a lot of fun. And
that's all fun. I needed to be, man. I just saw King Kong ride Godzilla into battle,
with a power glove.
Yeah, with a power glove, with Infinity Gauntlet and stuff like that. I'm like, that's the dumbest movie I've ever seen.
Getting a toothache, getting a dent is the tooth.
Didn't they like throw a pyramid at each other? Some shit, some stupid shit they did, man.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the dumbest movie ever, man. I'm loving every minute of it. The humans sucked, but here's the thing. All the humans mattered was to just tell us what was going on in the movie. That's all that matters.
It's a Godzilla movie. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, and they gave it to you. So yes,
not all of them. Not every Godzilla movie could be -1, but every Godzilla movie can be a Godzilla movie.
Right. Godzilla going Super Saiyan, purple, whatever the fuck he was in this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I hate I had it on the list, but I can't not leave it on this list.
I totally forgot about it. I might have put it on my list had I forgot that it came. Because I think was it -1? Both our number ones last year.
Both our number ones, and then we watched this shit immediately afterward. I'm like, okay, this is the exact opposite movie, but I don't care.
This is a real Godzilla movie,
right?
No, -1 is
people. Eli, people were confused on our review.
Yeah, no, -1 is the anomaly,
right? Because we were just talking about all these deep themes and stuff like that, and they thought we were talking about that movie, Godzilla X Kong.
No, Godzilla Kong is like a real straight up Godzilla
movie.
That's the majority of them. Campy, stupid fun. Yes, they bring up themes of, environmental science fiction gone wrong or science gone wrong, but it's just about, it's just dumb, stupid fun. Campy fun.
Yeah, and that's all it be. So,
yeah.
All right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Number three, we're now. Okay.
My number 3. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay. All right.
Hey, dumb, stupid fun.
Now, here's the thing, Eli. You never talked about this movie on here.
I didn't.
You didn't. No, you did not. No.
This is just basically mocking the multiverse. It's Deadpool mocking Marvel. He's he's talking shit about Marvel. He's mocking the Phase 4 shit, all the multiverse shit. He's making a mockery of it. It's a satire. He knows it. He knows that this movie is just stupid bullshit that fanboys really want, and there's really no substance. Yes, there's a subplot where he wants to mean something and wants to be a hero and save the world, but that wouldn't be Deadpool. That's not why we fell in love with Deadpool. That's not why we like Deadpool movies. We like him because he's a joke,
Right.
And he made a mockery of the multiverse. And this was also like a farewell, like a tribute to the Fox universe.
I told you, it was like a love letter to the Fox
universe. To a love letter to movies we didn't love.
Right.
We didn't give a shit about those movies. But yeah. But this was just a lot of fun. It was Deadpool and Wolverine chopping each other up, chopping other motherfuckers up, and dropping F-bombs the whole time.
And that's all you need.
That's all we needed. That's all it wanted. That's all they knew it was going to be. There's no substance. The other 2 Deadpool movies had a lot of heart to them. Yeah. Not this one, not so much. But it was just a lot of dumb, stupid fun. And I had a good time watching it. I've watched it several times now. since it's been on Disney Plus, and it's just like I said, just a lot of fun, and it's kind of shallow for it to be in the top 3 when there's all these other great cinematic, achievements.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The cinephiles are shaking their head at you, Eli.
Yeah, but hey,
park movies
I am what I am.
Oh man! All right,
So that's my number 3.
Okay.
DP and Wolvie.
All right, number 3 I have here Transformer 1.
Whoa, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, this movie surprised me, shocked me, had a lot of heart to it. It's probably the best Transformers movie since the 87 one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it made me give a shit about Transformers. I didn't give a shit about Transformers in a while. This made me want to look up the lore. I started watching the G1 shit and stuff like that. And then I started realizing that Orion Pax came from that 80s cartoon.
Yeah.
The girl, Alita 1. She
Alita,
was in the 80s cartoon.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know who that was, but all that stuff was there. They just kind of like updated it, cleaned it up. You made it for the like that. So they didn't like brand new. No, all this stuff. The dude that gave them the powers, he was in that episode. He's the one that made Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just like it. So you had all this lore, awesome music, awesome acting. I don't know what to say. Hey, Transformers, watch it. Don't let us be the only 3 people that watched it.
Yeah, it's great.
And 4,
the movie actually is great.
Yeah, and Fat T watched it also. All hail Lord Megatron. So all right. So number 2, what we got?
The number 2. This was hard. I kept flip flopping.
Uh-oh. Let's see what
but
we got.
I gotta keep it real. My number 2, The Substance.
I knew that was gonna be high on your list. I was like,
yeah.
Hey, if nothing else gonna be on your list, The Substance would be on your list.
And like I said, had I not watched my number 1, Substance probably would have been my number 1.
I already know what your number 1's gonna be. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So The Substance, I guess Demi Moore won her Golden Globe tonight for this movie.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So shout out to her. Good job. Yeah, this movie is awesome. This is a horror flick, but it's hilarious. And it's grossed me out. It managed to make me wince and look away. It actually triggered one of my gross out factors of food. Yeah, watching Dennis Quaid eat shrimp almost made me puke.
So here's the thing. James Gunn just greenlit the Clayface movie.
Okay.
I almost feel like he did it because of this movie.
I buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no proof of that. That's just me just saying shit.
Oh, so, Clayface was on Creature Commandos last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, this movie it's like a satire about how Hollywood treats women and how their body image and how they age. When they get to a certain age, they discard them, and the expectations of their appearances and the levels of the beauty standards. It's all in there. All the bullshit that women have to do, their hair, their nails, the makeup, the high heels, the dresses, and the bullshit they got to do just to leave the fucking house. It's like it takes a strong look at that and like turns it on its head and kind of pokes fun at everything. This movie's also very hilarious. It's gross and hilarious, kind of sad at some points, but it's also very thought-provoking. So yeah, I had a blast with this movie. The gore is fucking awesome. The creature effects are awesome. Yeah, just a wild, zany, wacky ride of a movie.
Now, did you watch it on Mubi?
No, I rented it. I actually watched it with Donut the first time, and then I watched it on streaming on Vudu or whatever. I rented it. So so yeah,
I told everybody it was on Mubi. You watch a movie.
Yeah, I don't have Mubi. I that's a subscription. You gotta subscribe to that shit.
Free trial. Free trial. Yeah. They just cancel.
But anyway, yeah, everybody watch The Substance. If you're into horror, especially if you're into horror, yeah. If it's making all like the horror communities, it's making all their top 10s or their top number one spot. Yeah.
And plus, you just said that they're winning awards with this.
Yeah.
Which, they always ignore horror movies at these awards
Yes,
shows.
it's cool to see horror, especially this kind of horror movie.
Yeah.
Like a gory, wild, wacky, zany horror movie like this. This is like The Fly. Yeah, body horror, The Thing. It's just wild shit. So yeah, that's my number 2.
All right, my number 2 is, like I said, the number 2s for me were actually easier than everything else. Everything else was kind of struggling. This easy. Boom, Dune 2. This was an easy one right here. Like I said, it's everything you said. I said the same thing. It was the second half of the first movie, so when you put the pieces together, you get a complete movie. You realize the whole piece of what they're trying to say. And there was some scenes in there, like the director of it, like when he Paul rides the sandworm for the first time. He said he's been dreaming up directing that scene since he was 16. And you can tell, like when he goes to that scene, like you can tell it's some extra love and care in that scene right there. Just awesome scene. That dude that played Elvis, he was in there. He played, what was his name?
Faye Rollins.
That guy, yeah. So he was awesome in this movie. The thing, Christopher Walken was just so weird in this movie.
Oh yeah,
like
the Emperor, the Shah Emperor. Yeah,
he was just Christopher Walken. He kept taking me out the movie, but I was like, it's weird, but it's awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, awesome movie. The action scene at the end was awesome, and watching him go all evil at the end towards the movie, like Paul, even though he's a protagonist, and watch him go to the dark side, it was awesome. So, that's all I got. So yeah. All right. So give me number 1, which I already know what it is.
Okay, my number 1. Walled In, Twilight of the Warriors.
What? You fucking with me? You know?
No,
okay.
I just saw this like last week. Okay. This is a Hong Kong flick.
Okay.
Old school Hong Kong type action. This movie is fucking awesome. I watched it a couple times now. I watched it with Izzy the other night. He's like, "Damn, that shit was dope." He said it was like one of his favorite shits of the year. Like, yeah, this is a Hong Kong flick. It's like one of the highest grosses Hong Kong movies ever now. It came out. Okay. I've been waiting for this. Like I heard about it.
Like that. Like that had shit to go like huge numbers over here and never come over here.
Yeah, I heard about this like early this year. I'm like, I got to see that shit. And then it finally hit streaming, and I watched. It's on Prime. It's on Prime.
Okay, I watched it.
So this is about Kowloon Walled City. Now, for those who don't know, it is like a slum in Hong Kong where it was they just built stacks on stacks of buildings on each other. It was only like 16 acres, but there was like thousands of people just living on top of each other. It was like a really poor slum area. Like the cops didn't even go in there. And I guess it was like ruled by gangs. So this movie is basically gangs in New York with Kung Fu. It has Sammo Hung, Aaron Kwok, Philip Ng, Wilson Yip, all these old school like Hong Kong actors are in this movie. Yeah. Sammo Hung's still getting down. There's wire work.
Yeah, he got to be old as hell by now.
Yeah, him and Jackie Chan, they got to be in their 70s now. Yeah, he gets down. He does some fight scenes. It has all the wire work, like graceful wire work, not the shitty crap you've seen in Charlie's Angels where they're all like losing their balance and shit.
Right?
Real old school Hong Kong iron wire work. It also takes place in the 80s because this place was actually a real place. And I guess it was a level in one of the Call of Duty games, I guess. But they tore it down in the 90s. But anyways, it takes place in the 80s. It's about like the gangs and the gang warfare inside. And they're all kung fuing each other. It's really gritty and raw at first, but then when they start fighting, you start seeing all that superhero kung fu shit where they're flying around and doing all that wild shit that only kung fu movies have. It's a total throwback to the height of Hong Kong cinema. So there's like a nostalgia, but like a Hong Kong nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? That's why I loved it, because it was like the fight scenes. You don't see these fight scenes anymore. Like those type of fight scenes, the way they're directed, the way they're choreographed. You don't see a lot of that, not anymore. And then even the themes of like brotherhood and honor amongst criminals and gangster loyalty, like those that like John Woo movies had, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it had all those themes in it. So I had a blast watching this. Yeah, this is so much fun. So yeah, it made my number. Like, I fuck it, it's gonna be my number one movie. I don't give a shit.
Okay. On Prime.
And I'm not trying to be that guy. No, I've watched this multiple times now, and I love it.
Okay. Not trying to be
So
a contrarian. No, this is your movie.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Walled In, Twilight of the Warriors. Watch that
Walled
shit.
In,
It's
Twilight.
on Prime. You will not be disappointed.
There you go. Highly recommended by Eli.
Yeah, especially if you're into old school kung fu shit like me, yeah, this is right up my alley. So
All right. So my number one, you probably know what it is, Eli.
is it Deadpool?
Yeah, of course.
All
Deadpool.
right. Well, yeah,
Here's
I was
a-
waiting for it. It hadn't shown up yet, so I
Ain't
figured.
showed up yet. Yeah. I mean, look, this was the only event movie of the year. I'm not talking about Mufasa and all that bullshit like that, Wicked and all this like that. No, this is the only event movie of the year. Marvel and DC pushed back all their movies because they were like, look, we got to retool this shit because the Marvels and, Blue Beetle and the Flash, this shit ain't working. So let's just stop we doing retool like that. This is the only movie they decided they should drop the shit because they knew this shit was a surefire hit. And it hit. Did it have a story? No. Did it have any substance? No. Did it need it? No.
No.
It's Deadpool and Wolverine chopping up motherfuckers and telling jokes. What's he need?
Get ready to get your special sock out, boys.
Right. Just suck out nerds, And you got Madonna singing like a prayer. What you need?
Yeah.
So, boom, just sit back and that's $1 billion idea right there. Just sit back, just let it rack up. So, yeah. And plus, this is like the first Marvel movie I think we had this decade where it felt like the magic was back for a little bit.
For a little bit.
Like
Yeah.
I said, we're 5 years removed from Endgame at this point.
Yeah.
We don't realize we're halfway over with this decade.
Yeah.
So we've been watching these movies and they're just not hitting. And this one is like, okay, we're here back. People enjoyed it. People had fun with it. People were talking about it. People talking about cameo this, cameo that, whatever like that. Stay at the end credit scene. It's like, okay, for a second there, we almost feel like we're back. So you can't get mad at that.
It was fun. It was a blast.
Yeah. All right. So number one movie. That's all I got. So that's my list. That's Eli's list. I will make a list of this list sometime. I don't know. Just be on the lookout for it. So
Yeah.
All right. So you can move on past that.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, I know we had a heaping healthy time. I guess we could just hit TV shows. I'm not gonna do a top 10 TV shows. I don't even know if I watched top 10 TV shows. I did, but I don't want to watch the shit that I watch. Eli, you want to hit some highlights of the shit you watch?
I mean, I got a top 5. I got X-Men 97.
What? You got a Marvel Disney
Plus
shit on
that? Did you not like that show?
That show was awesome. I'm just
saying
it was
awesome.
That's me. We can't. That's my list.
Yes. Yes. I liked an X-Men thing.
Right. Like this, what? Okay.
That must sound weird. Eli likes something with the X-Men in it. Yeah.
Right. Disney Plus. Okay.
Yeah. No, this was great. I had a lot of fun with this movie
It kind of threw people off guard, because everybody was like, "Oh, X-Men 97. I'm gonna sit in my PJs. I'm gonna get some Fruit Loops and watch it this time." And by the time you get to the 5th episode, you're like, "What the fuck am I watching?
What the fuck? Fucking Gambit going out like a G and
right.
Fucking Forge and Storm fucking getting it on. Yeah, Storm gets her groove back.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, it went places I didn't expect it to go. I'm like, oh shit, they went there.
Yeah, this went pretty hard. I was surprised. Yeah, so I got X-Men 97. I got Fallout. That was a lot of fun.
Fallout on it too. Fallout. So we very much got the same list then. If that's
Fallout was
awesome.
great.
I don't even like the game.
Yeah,
this show was awesome.
Yeah, I don't play the game. Fuck the game. But this is great.
Right.
Yeah.
It made me buy the game.
I played the game. I tried playing it a while ago, and when I was watching it, I was like,
first shit from the 90s.
Oh, you bought the old.
I bought that shit. Yeah, and guess what? There was shit in those games in the show.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh shit, this shit tied in like Sandy Shores or some shit. All the shit was in there.
Yeah.
Weird shit,
No,
man.
that was great. No, it was a good show. And had in an age of all this post-apocalyptic shit with your Walking Deads and your Last of Us and your all these, this one kind of hit differently. You know, as far as like, I don't know, it's cool. It was something different. It just felt like something different. It was like an alternate timeline and all that shit, and the whole '50s era nostalgia thing.
Because the
Like,
thing
even
is,
though
they
I'm not,
kept it had a '50s aesthetic, but they necessarily didn't say if they were in the '50s.
yeah, where like the world ended in the '50s or something like that. You
I
know,
don't know.
or that,
I think they just had that era, but it might have been. They don't know. I don't even
yeah.
think they know. They just like fuck
But
it.
I
It's
just
over.
dug that vibe. I dug that sort of that aesthetic.
Mhm.
Yeah, the '50s aesthetic, and what's her face being all naive and leaving the
And
underground,
then
the shelter.
they had the whole trope break the cutie, so she got a little bit crazier. The rest of the show, I even like the third guy, the night guy. I like this storyline.
Yeah, the night guy, and then what's it, the
Yeah,
ghoul guy.
the ghoul was the best part of it to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
he's kind of a villain, but he's kind of not. And then you get to see his backstory, and like all the best villains, you're like, hey, he's
I
kind of
mean, the way they
cool
did it,
until he
he's
does something
almost a
fucked up.
hero. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's almost a hero of the show. But yeah,
yeah. So this was one that Fallout was great. I also have Penguin.
yep. Got to put Penguin on there. Yep.
Yeah.
Say hello to the bad guy.
Yes, bad guy. This was a bad guy. We watched a show about a villain. For a while, we kind of sympathized with him, but towards the end, no, he's an asshole.
And a creep.
He is a bad. Yes, he's a fucked up, twisted fucking asshole.
And all you thinking like, man, Batman, please beat his ass when you show those.
Please, something. Yeah, where's his? Yeah, Batman, hurry the fuck up. Get out of the watchtower. Stop fucking Big Barda. Get down here and whip this motherfucker's ass.
Right. Oh man.
Yeah. I got Superman and Lois.
Superman and Lois. Like I said, when we talk about like best DC TV shows, yes, obviously Penguin goes in there. Superman and Lois needs to be in that same conversation.
Yes,
because that last episode, I mean that last season, it was great. It was
they stuck the landing.
They stuck the landing. That's some of the best Superman media we've ever gotten.
Yeah, Doomsday. Lex Luthor in a suit, in his Lex robot
in his war
shit.
suit. Yeah,
yeah. We had like. Bizarro Superman in earlier seasons. We had fucking Steel,
Right.
Yeah.
What's his name? Bruno Mannheim, and the way they did him.
That season, this third season, when Lois had cancer, that was hard for me to watch. That was triggering. That whole season.
And I said that like that's going to trigger some people.
This was just an all-around great show, and they stuck the landing this year. This last season was great. Mm-hmm. So Superman, Lois, awesome. Skeleton Crew.
I was wondering where you gonna put that on there.
Yeah, I was like a little skeptical about putting on because it's not over yet. There's still 2 episodes left.
Okay, but so are we back, Eli? Are we back?
So far, this show is
okay,
and it's all like they gotta really fuck up these last 2 episodes to make me not like this show. But I've loved every episode so far. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Star Wars, Skeleton Crew, basically the Goonies in space pirates, kids, going on space adventures. It's just a lot of fun, bringing back that childlike wonder back to Star Wars, making Star Wars fun again. That's my top 5. I mean, I have honorable mentions. I have Echo, got Teacup, The Boys.
I wonder where you can put Echo on there. Okay.
Yeah, no, Echo didn't make the top 5. I like Echo.
Just mention it. I didn't know if you want to mention.
Echo.
We were talking about. I think I like Echo better than you did.
Yeah, I'm mentioning Echo because I have to.
I got you.
Yes, I would be a sellout if I didn't. But there was a couple like that Daredevil fight was dope. When she fights Daredevil, that was dope. That arcade,
I like the roller skate ring.
The arcade fight was dope. Yeah. So and then just getting to see indigenous people on a superhero show, an indigenous superhero show. That's never going to happen again. So I got to milk it for all I got. Yeah, The Boys was a lot of fun too.
I was gonna throw that in there. Here's the thing about The Boys, and I didn't know if you could put The Boys on there, but I got The Boys on there because the thing is, this is the first season where people finally figured out that Homelander is the villain. It was so weird watching social media react to it. It's like the boys are like, okay, let's stop playing about it. Let's just beat you over the head with this shit,
Yeah,
And
was
people finally caught on to it. So yeah, that was
yeah,
weird.
it was very much in your face this year.
They had to, like, we've been telling you this shit for 4 years and you ain't caught on yet.
Yeah. But also Sister Soul, she was an interesting character.
She was an interesting character, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, The Boys was great. Creature Commandos made it. Cobra Kai made it.
Even though it's got one episode left, but
yeah,
just the fact that if this is what James Gunn, if this is the direction he's going, I'm on board. Because this is basically the DC that he's creating. So Superman is going to be living in this world. I'm on board. You saw Batman last episode?
Yeah.
The
one with Dr. Phosphorus. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool shit. Yeah, like I said, they got to really fuck up that last episode to really make me not like it. So,
right.
so yeah.
So, all right.
And then I have comics. Is that all your TV?
Before we get there, music.
Oh, you want me to do music?
Go for it.
Okay. I just got a 5. I have most of my shit's metal. I'm into death metal, grindcore, thrash metal. I have Wraith, Fueled by Fire. They're a thrash band. I have Stress Eater. Have you heard the Stress Eater album?
I never heard of Stress Eater.
It's Czarface and Kool Keith. They put out an album. Yeah, it's Stress Eater. Everybody eats. It's Czarface and Kool Keith.
Okay.
I have Since We Were Kids. This is like a crossover thrash band, skate thrash. Their album Armageddon Session was a lot of fun. Very much in the vein of old school thrash that I'm into. That's just me. I'm an old metalhead. Kerry King from Hell I Rise. So Kerry King is the guitarist of Slayer. Slayer broke up about 5 years ago. They have since played a reunion show. But Kerry King, the guitarist, put out his own album this year with a bunch of thrash metal legends. He got like a super group of thrash metal musicians and put out an album, which was pretty dope. And then I got Oxygen Destroyer.
Okay.
Guardians of the Universe. Oxygen Destroyer, the kaiju metal band, a death metal band that sings about kaiju, Godzilla. This album is all about Gamera. I got to see them live this past summer. Yeah, dope shit. So that's my musical list.
Okay. Now we do comics. Okay. Now you can list
top. Oh, you don't got music?
I mean, I did, but you don't want to hear what shit I got to listen. So we can just move on. So what
you got Lady Gaga on it or something?
She didn't drop anything this year, Eli.
Oh, Beyonce? Is Beyonce on your album? Or
can I talk about Beyonce for a second? Let's talk about Beyonce for a second. I've been wanting to talk about Beyonce all last year. We're really gonna talk about Beyonce now. Okay, I didn't want to talk about this. So, do you remember the Netflix Christmas football game?
I did. I know what you're talking about, but I didn't watch it.
Okay. Anyway, it happened. So Netflix had a football game this year. Halftime had Beyonce. So during the Christmas dinner, we were sitting there and we were watching the halftime show. Nobody in my family knew that Beyonce was going to perform except me. So when they saw her even walking out, they thought, what is this, a commercial? Like, no, she's there at the stadium right now by the perform. It's live. And she performed. And like most people in my family know Beyonce songs. They didn't know those songs. Did you know that Beyonce dropped the country album this year?
You told me.
Okay. She
I've
dropped
not heard
country.
It, but yeah.
Okay. She heard, well, nobody in my family heard it either. So she's on stage and her whole halftime set was just those country songs. And my family looking like, what the fuck is this? Like, why don't she do
this? Ain't Crazy in Love. What the fuck?
This ain't Crazy in Love. This ain't this shit I recognize. Like, what the fuck is this shit? She's doing the hoedown and the achy breaky and shit. Like, what the fuck is this, man?
The do-si-do.
Yeah, do-si-do. And I realized I'm the only person to actually listen to that album. And my thing is this, like people saying that Beyonce deserves a Grammy, Beyonce deserves because the Country Music Awards shut her out. They didn't nominate for her, didn't give her anything, pretend like the album didn't exist. And people like upset about this like that. Why they won't do that? Why they do that? My thing is this. I've heard the album. I've listened to the album plenty of times. And I'm thinking like, don't we get mad when people jump into other genres that don't belong in those genres and play around with it just to get a fan base? And it's like shit. Like, don't we get mad when Post Malone or Justin Timberlake or what's that dude? Justin Bieber makes an R&B album just for a little bit and then jumps back in this, or Miley Cyrus, this R&B for a second, then jump back over it. We get mad when they do that shit, but it's okay when Beyonce does it, when she clearly doesn't belong, and then she just decides to just jump in there and just do some music to get that Taylor Swift fan base, because Taylor Swift was kicking her ass last year, ticket sales wise. So she decides to jump in and get that fan base over there because she already got us.
When Jada Pinkett did a shitty metal band,
right, because they want that fan base. They want the fan base on the other side of the fence, But then get mad when they get shit out when you just like, because I listen to I listen to country music.
Yeah, and then they called all the metal fans racist because they didn't like her. Like, nah, your album sucks.
The album sucks, and I'm not even saying Beyonce country album suck. It didn't suck. It's just like basic, like elementary, like shit you would expect to hear. Like it sound like 50 people in the studio writing this shit and producing this shit. Instead of like with country music where you get in there and you really got that one dude with the guitar and all this like that going from the heart. It didn't feel like that. This felt like it was overproduced. And then you get mad when people ignore it. That's why they're ignoring you. It ain't because you're black. I mean, it is because you're black, but it's the other stuff added to it too. That didn't help you. So that's it. Have I said
so the Beyonce album did not make your list?
The Beyonce album did not make my list. I don't even know why I'm talking about Beyonce. You brought up Beyonce. That's what it was.
Are you there?
Yeah. I'm
shit.
still here.
Oh no.
No,
who is
I'm
that?
Here.
Is that you or me? Is Leroy gone? We were doing so good. Are you back?
I never went anywhere.
Oh, did I go so? Then it was me then.
No, you didn't leave. You was here the whole time.
Oh, well, you froze up.
Oh, I think I did. So I was trying to look at Fat T's
comment. Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to comment. Yes, she is from Texas. That's why she's from Houston, Texas. So yeah.
Oh, so did Beyonce make your list?
No.
Oh,
no.
Did Kendrick make your list?
Yeah, Kendrick made my list. He did.
Okay. Well, what hip hop did you like? Because you're the hip hop. I like hip hop.
What? I mean, see the thing, Eli.
What albums did you like?
That's the thing, Eli. I listen to so much shit. I have a hard time remembering what I listen to. You know how we review comics every week? I listen to new albums every week. I'm always listening to something new. Sometimes they stick with me, sometimes they don't. So I'm gonna kind of look at my list and see what's on there.
Anybody from Griselda?
They didn't drop this year.
Really?
No. My fault. Yes, they did. Benny the Butcher made my list. Benny the Butcher, Everybody Can't Go made my list.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's on there. Freddie Gibbs isn't Griselda, but they're beefing. They hate each other. So I'm put Freddie Gibbs on there also. So he's up there. Who else we got? Who else is on my list? Let me see. Big Sean. I listen to his album periodically. Who else is on there? Glorilla. I might put Glorilla pretty high up on that list. That album had a lot of hits on that. People need to listen to that Glorilla album. So what else? Oh, Rakim.
Oh, no shit. No shit.
Yeah, Rakim dropped this shit. He had a 7 album song. It was everybody was on it, but it was like 7 songs.
I think I heard a couple of them tracks. I might have heard a couple of them tracks.
It stayed in my rotation. Who else we got? Might delete later. J. Cole might delete later. A lot of people ignore that album because he said he might delete it. He didn't delete it. It's still up. He deleted some songs on there. Very, very good album. What else we got here? Definitely Slim Shady, Eminem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, got to put that on that. Eminem I know people hate to put Eminem in these categories, or it makes it sound like we're a sellout or we're getting paid. We're not getting paid. Eminem really had those songs on there. He had some songs in there that you throw them songs on, you're like, oh shit, okay. He was rapping on some of those songs. Some of those bars, like, how's he doing this? But yeah, what else we got? Oh, Kanye dropped 2 albums, Vulture 1, Vulture 2. Remember we had that whole thing about he was doing the Ozzy Osbourne rock thing?
The black metal. He was going to release a black metal album.
Okay, so he didn't do a black metal album, but he had a song where he sampled like black metal.
Okay.
Yeah. I love that song for instance.
I think you played it, and I didn't
I think
recognize because I'm not a black metal fan, but yeah.
okay. I think I played it, but I think it wasn't there. Oh, I think that's it. I think that's it. I didn't get a chance to listen to Snoop Dogg's new album, Missionary. That was completely produced by Dr. Dre. I didn't listen to it. I was gonna listen to it, but I didn't get a chance to. So sorry. I think that's it. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, cool.
How many was that?
I don't know. You just started fucking freestyling.
I'm saying, Eli, that's what I do. I just
it's off the top.
Yeah. All right. So now we can talk about comics, best comics of 2024.
Okay.
I have no notes on this.
Okay. Well, I'll like I got the Ninja Turtles, the Jason Aaron Ninja Turtles. So far, so good. What about the Ice Cube joint?
New Ice Cube joint? I didn't listen to the Ice Cube joint because something else dropped the same week as that Ice Cube album, and I did listen to it.
Was it the Outkast flute album or whatever?
Oh fuck! That did drop this shit, didn't it? Yeah, that did. Fuck
did
that
it make your
album. No, it did not make my list. Oh shit! But damn, something I didn't listen to Ice Cube, but I was going to listen to, but I didn't. But something came out that same week. No, Kendrick came out that week. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I listened to it. So it's there. Yeah. All right. So
all right. Yeah. Comics. So yeah, comics. I just got a top 5. Yeah, Ninja Turtles by Jason Aaron. His sort of reboot, or just I don't know if it's a reboot. It's basically just him picking up. I mean, just Jason Aaron writing the Ninja Turtles. So it's been a lot of fun. I got Ultimate Spider-Man, Jonathan Hickman. A lot of fun. That's a retelling of Spider-Man, and it's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. Nightwing, Tom Taylor. The end is the Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo Nightwing run has come to an end. They stuck the landing.
Wars left and right.
Yes, end of an era. But yeah, so I already miss it, you know. And the Dan Slott run hasn't been bad, you know, it's fine. But yeah, the Tom Taylor's Nightwing run was just great. I'm gonna miss it. I mean, I was following it for what, 4 years, like since the pandemic. Like I've been on that book for a while, you know. So yeah, I got Grommets. A lot of fun. That indie book about like skaters growing up in the 80s. Rick Remender, Brian Posehn. Very cartoony artwork, but very nostalgic for me. Yes, I was a kid in the 80s listening to metal and trying to skateboard. So kind of a coming of age story that I really enjoyed. And then I got Transformers. Second year in a row, Transformers made my list. Daniel Warren Johnson, no longer drawing it, but still writing it, but still knocking it out of the park.
And I'm pretty sure we've said this already, that the Transformer comics are outselling DC's entire line.
Yeah. Yes. A lot of fun. Basically a very, very much a violent adult retelling of G1 Transformers. So basically the old cartoon being retold, only there's a lot of blood and violence and a lot of people get killed and robots get killed. And it's crossing over into G.I. Joe. Yes, it is part of the Energon universe that I keep sucking this. I've been sucking the Energon dick for 2 years now. G.I. Joe and Transformers crossing over into the same universe, having a blast. Basically, all my toys smashing together in comics right now. So yeah, Transformers #1, second year in a row.
So awesome.
And honorable mentions, I got, since even this almost made my list, but it's only been 2 issues. But that Avengers versus Aliens,
it's only been 2 issues.
It's only been 2 issues so far.
Hickman is taking his time with that book.
Yeah, awesome books. They're both great, but it's only 2 issues. So I felt, I don't know. And then I got Absolute Wonder and also only 3 issues. No, yeah, that's only been 3 issues. It felt kind of weird putting Absolute books on the list so far because it's only been
because
a couple. They just started
a couple books out there. So
yeah. So, but yeah.
But
Yeah,
at the
but
same
they're all
time,
been
I
fun.
think they saying that Ultimate Batman or Ultimate,
Absolute.
Absolute Batman. I think he's like the number one selling book of 2024. I think. I
Probably.
can't find those
Yeah,
numbers anywhere.
that's not a manga. Yeah, that's
There's not a manga, right? You can't
yeah.
count that. But
Yeah, mangas. Oh, 400,000. How cute. Jujutsu Kaisen, 4 million.
You're right. Mhm. And so,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna name some. Okay, my favorite book of last year was Naruto versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm
Oh,
gonna
that
definitely
was
gonna
only
stick
one
with it.
issue.
And that's only one issue. Don't care. Number one, right?
It was
If
it
you
was fun, and I started watching Naruto because of that book.
right, so I'm trying to see how deep they go into like both of their lore stuff like that. And apparently that Fox thing is from like the IDW comics that we didn't review
The
from
Fox.
the Ninja Turtle comics.
The Fox.
Uh,
Is
we're
that
talking
Nine Tail Fox?
not the
Or
Nine Tail Fox. That's Naruto.
yeah.
But there was a Nine Tail Fox. The leader of the Foot Clan was a Fox thing, Fox Ninja.
Oh,
Yeah, it
okay.
was from the IDW Ninja Turtles run that we
Okay.
didn't read. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Joshua Williams, the Superman run. That whole
Oh
thing,
yeah, that
awesome.
was cool.
House of Brainiac came from that. So here's my thing. Like I
Oh
said,
yeah,
everybody
House of
going crazy.
Brainiac. Yeah.
Everybody talking about this Lobo, this Lobo, this Jason Momoa is Lobo. Okay, they teamed up and fought both of their issues. So yeah,
That was a little lackluster. I was so remember we were
it
so hyped
started
for
off
that.
strong and died off. I agree with you on that. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I agree with you on that one.
We just want to see, Superman and Lobo like riding around the universe kicking ass. And they didn't really.
Didn't really do that. Yeah. What is it? I did like Absolute Power.
Okay.
Amanda Waller went crazy.
Yeah, Amanda Waller was one of the stronger villains this year.
She won a strong villain and outsmarting Batman and Green Arrow flipping sides and Superboy became a cyborg and all this shit like that. That was a fun crossover. It was quick. Ultimate Spider-Man. Honestly, the Ultimates.
Okay.
The Ultimate Spider-Man, one of my favorite books last year. You had Hawkeye, which got us in trouble. Hulk beating the shit out of everybody and killing Iron Man. I don't know if Iron Man's dead or not. We're gonna find out next year. I mean this year sometime. Oh, what else? Ultimate Spider-Man, of course. Ultimate Spider-Man is awesome. I'm loving all Absolute books. I'm loving all those. They have this different feel, and this especially essentially supposed to be doubling the books next year. So at this book, like Absolute Flash, Absolute somebody else. I don't know.
Green Arrow, Green Lantern.
One of them, I think. I don't know. They redesigning all those folks like that. What's another book I read? What is this? We read this shit all the time. What did I read? I don't
know. I know you were reading. Oh, the Blood Hunt. Blood Hunt.
I didn't fuck with that. And they still got that Blood Hunt bullshit going on. Like everybody's vampires now, running around and shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of I don't know. It feels like hell and demons are like a lot lately. You know,
like why is Marvel doubling down on that? So
Hellverine,
why is that Absolute Power? Once they were done with that shit, DC forgot about that crossover. Meanwhile, Blood Hunt, they just we're gonna base our whole next 10 years on this shit. Like why?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. What did I read? Oh, I read all the Ultimate shit. I read all the Absolute shit. I read Naruto. I'm sorry, I didn't take notes. It's I should take notes, and I don't have like a list of anything I have right here either. Oh no, I do have a list. Hold on, let me go back to it. Sorry about that, y'all. I know I'm all over the place with this, but remember because I did some of those excerpts. So what excerpts did I do? I did. Let's see.
Oh no, Blade. Was Blade last year?
Blade didn't come out this year.
No, Blade was the year before.
Blade was the year before.
The Brian Hill Blade book.
Yeah, Brian Hill Blade book. Yeah, let me see.
What about you fell off Ultimate Black Panther? So did I.
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna get back into it, but I fell off. What do we got? Oh, that Iron Man. I can read Iron Man.
Yeah, I remember you reading Iron Man.
I kept reading Iron Man. Nobody.
The one where he's married to what's her face?
Emma.
Emma.
Fact, Fall of X. I was enjoying Fall of X.
I suppose, Fall of X went on forever. They were falling forever.
I kept reading Fall of X. Now, once Fall of X failed, I left that shit alone. I was done. When it failed, I didn't pick it back up.
Yeah, so the Saber-Tooth War and
like
a Wolverine and all that shit.
book, I'm enjoying Storm's book so far. Like they actually feel like they're putting money behind that book. They're actually putting effort behind that one. So what else we got? And I think that's it. I was gonna do the James Bond Garth
Oh
Ennis
yeah,
book. Fell off so hard on that. It's not that I fell off on it. I didn't know when they came up with the next book and when I just like whatever. So
yeah.
that's my thing. And I think that's all I got. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Eli. We could do comics, but honestly, we got enough show as it is.
Yeah, I was about to say if we're gonna do
Yeah,
comics, we're
and
gonna be
comics
here
would
for
be
a
a
while.
whole nother like double this past that for us to finish all the shit we got. So yeah.
But fuck it. I'll do comics real quick. Okay. Absolute Superman.
Okay.
4 out of 5.
All right.
Wait. Batman.
You like that book?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
You would probably appreciate it more because it's the whole book is a flashback of the Krypton shit and Cal and his parents, preparing to leave Krypton. It's the Absolute book. So it's the Jason Aaron rebooting. It's another version of Superman. But you would probably appreciate all the lore, So yeah, that's a 4 out of 5. Batman Full Moon, 4 out of 5. That was dope. Batman versus a werewolf, or Batman becomes a werewolf and fights another werewolf. It's dope. And then that Deadpool and Wolverine book was all right. 3 out of 5. So
I read the book. Okay, so you got yours.
Yeah.
The reason I didn't read Superman because I did have other books, but I'm just gonna breeze through them and I'm not gonna do a whole deep dive in it. I just want to show you this one panel. I read that Falcon book. Falcon got a new book out right now because he got a time. No, I'm sorry, Captain America, Sam Wilson, because he got a tie into the movie. And I just want to show this one panel. You see that?
Okay.
All black superhero cookout with Luke Cage on the grill, right?
And they're all in their costumes.
And they're all in the costume. And Steve Rogers is the only white guy there. So canonically, canon, Steve Rogers is invited to the cookout.
He ain't on the grill, is he?
He ain't on the grill. No, he's not gonna. Everybody's gonna eat Steve Rogers flavorless, no salt. Let me stop. Okay.
I brought the potato salad.
Right. Who made a potato salad? I ain't eating that shit. All right, so that's it. What's the other one book? Deadpool Wolverine. You already reviewed that one. Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Okay.
He got more powers. Okay. This book is so fucking weird, Eli. I was gonna review it, but I'm not gonna review it. Here's the thing. He becomes the herald of a Nazi.
Of a Nazi?
No, a Nazi.
Oh,
Nazi, yeah.
I thought this was white power, man. All over
white power, like Miles Morales. It was me the whole time. Like, no.
Hail Hydra.
Right. Oh shit! No, a Nazi, the African spider god.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he shows up, and because they're trying to cure him from his vampirism, and he's a vampire right now. And when he gets there, Bash just like, why the fuck is he here? You can't.
Weren't you reading that book? Wasn't that a comic? That like from
Boys, yes.
From Neil Gaiman or whatever.
Neil Gaiman got canceled.
I heard something. Yeah,
I didn't dig into it, but I heard he got canceled. So I don't. And honestly, when I heard that, I felt weird about even reviewing the book at that point. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't, but yeah. But the point is, yeah. So he is an Anansi boy, I guess. Anansi is not a Marvel thing. It is a actual African Orishi lore, centuries in advance. He's a trickster god shaped like a spider, but he can really kind of turn to whatever he wants to. And now, just like T'Challa is Bass Avatar, Miles is Anansi's avatar. Spider God, all shit like that. So, yeah,
that makes sense.
And yeah, and the book ends. So that's all I got. So yeah, that was quick.
Yeah. Our minute reviews.
Our minute reviews. We probably start doing it after a while, especially when we run long like this. So yeah. There's anything else you got or?
No, I mean I think I got it. Yeah, we did the movies. I did my honorable mentions. Oh, the only honorable mentions on movies are mostly if it was a horror movie list, it'd be way different. Because I got Terrifier 3 on there. I got Maxine, In a Violent Nature, Killer Body Count. Oh, and last step, Last Stop in Yuma County. Sorry,
Mhm.
that was a crime flick. But yeah, those are that didn't make my list, but that I did like. So
I had a bunch of other ones that didn't make my list. Gladiator 2, I almost did. I couldn't put on the list because at the same time I couldn't justify why they even made that movie. But it was an entertaining movie when I saw it, and Denzel was just bonkers in that fucking movie. So it almost made it, but it didn't quite make it. Beetlejuice. I couldn't put it on there, but I
I
will
haven't
say
seen
this.
that.
You haven't seen it. I will say this. I almost put it on the list because it was Tim Burton coming back true to form. This felt like a Tim Burton movie, and we hadn't seen a Tim Burton movie since the 90s. Like that feels like a Tim Burton movie.
Mhm.
You know. What else was on there? And it like digs into Beetlejuice lore. I was like, I didn't know I needed that, but I needed that. You know. What else we got here? Another one, Fly Me to the Moon, an Apple movie.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so it's a romantic comedy. We're starring Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum.
Okay, like the two hottest people ever.
Two hottest people ever, and then like, will they? Won't they? Like, of course you will. Just do it. It's it. Like, what are we talking for? But the point of the movie is about it's reenacting Apollo 11, and Scarlett Johansson has to fake the moon landing.
Oh, I heard about this now.
It's a conspiracy theory type movie, so like that. But it's like in the background, it's really about the romantic comedy. But it's interesting. It's really interesting.
Okay.
My favorite part of the movie is like Woody Harrelson playing like some kind of black ops shadowy government dude that he never opens it. You just walk in the room, he's just already there. He like in Batman.
He's a man in black.
The man in black. That's all he is and shit like that. He like giving the orders like that.
The cigarette smoking man.
Yeah, y'all do this shit. I need you to fake the moon and all this shit like that. So yeah, trying to think. It was some other movies that I did see that I didn't get a chance to put on the list, but I wish I could have put on the list. But yeah, that's all I got. What's another movie I couldn't put on the list? I can't remember. But yeah. But that's all I got. I got nothing else. I appreciate everybody listening to it. Definitely check us out next week. Next week we'll be full swing into January. What will happen next? I don't know.
Bunch of books are dropping this week.
Bunch of books dropping. They dumping them all in January. They letting us have it. One of these weeks, Naruto versus Ninja Turtles #2 will come out. I don't know when.
And I'll actually know what they're talking about.
I'm gonna let you review it. Okay, so Sasuke, when he does the 10 gates,
Yeah, the shadow clone jutsu and
right. He'll know the Japanese term of it also and shit like that.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, but until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel. Until then, die 1,000 deaths.